26-7. 26-7. It was never a game. It was never a game. The Chiefs are back. Even though the Chiefs scored a lot of field goals, couldn't get in the end zone a lot of times, the game was never in hand. Patrick Mahomes looked, as close as we've seen Patrick Mahomes this year. Rashid Rice looks amazing for a rookie. He has a great game. He didn't have the best game this week because of Puka Nacua, but we'll touch on that in a little bit. But yeah, Chiefs thoroughly outplay the Dolphins. We could talk about the Chiefs. We could give them their props. This is just a small victory for them. Like for them, if I'm the Chiefs, I would be thinking like, damn, we should have had this week off. Like this is expected. Obviously, we're not gonna lose in the wild card round. Can't really make too many assessments about the Chiefs by beating the Dolphins at home. Don't want to take anything away by the Chiefs. I'm actually giving the Chiefs props for being that good of a team. They're the defending champions. It's Super Bowl or bust for them. So, we can't really take too many takeaways from the Chiefs other than it's a new season. It's the playoffs. Watch out for the Chiefs. And if they start scoring touchdowns instead of field goals, they could be booking another trip back to the Super Bowl. That's all you can really take. It's a good start to the playoffs. If they lose next week, it's still a failure. Still not the best season. But it's a good first step for the Chiefs. So, got to give the Chiefs props. We'll see how they do next week against whoever they play. But back to the Dolphins. Oh, man. Like, 7 points. Like, your whole MO is on offense. And you score 7 points in your first playoff game in what seems like forever. They're now, with the Lions winning, they're now the team that has taken the longest since their last victory. It's been since 2000, I believe, their last playoff victory. And Tua did not play good. Tua did not look like a franchise quarterback, if I'm being honest, in the snow, in the tough conditions. He never looked like he could bring that team back. Like, it never looked like, oh, if they get a touchdown here, then they're one touchdown away. You're like, I'll be super surprised if they get a touchdown. And he just, I don't know. Is he too small? I don't know. Does he not have that dog in him? I would want to ask a Dolphin fan and see what they really feel. Should they sign? I think that he's going into his 5th year. What more can he do though? Like, he had over 4,600 yards, over 30 touchdowns. He had amazing numbers. But if you look at him in the key moments, he's not him. He's not him. So like, what more do you want him to do? Like, the numbers can't really get too much better, but like, it kind of feels like this is him. This is who he is. He's a guy that could put big numbers against bad teams. He needs a good supporting cast to, get him there. And then his physical limitations are just going to hold him back in some key games or in some bad weather games. And it kind of just seems like that's the way it is. Because, could he get faster? Probably not. Could his arm get, significantly stronger at this stage in his career? I don't know. Maybe he could. Could he just get more cerebral and start, being quicker with could he be like Peyton Manning in his last few years where he's just super smart, he's checking into these plays and he's doing all that? He could, but with the offensive coordinator as good as Mike McDaniels, who likes to, call plays, and he's thinking 3-4 steps ahead with his play calling. Would you kind of take some of that magic away from Mike McDaniels if he takes that step as being more cerebral and doing all these audibles? Can Tua even do that? I don't know. There's a lot of questions the Dolphins got to ask. I would be surprised if they give him the extension this year. I think they got to keep him for another year, see what's going on, and then pay him. But, stranger things have happened. Daniel Jones, after a pretty mediocre season last year, got paid in the offseason $40 million a year. So who's to say Tua with, over 4,000 yards, over 30 touchdowns doesn't get an extension? I would not be surprised, to be honest. I wouldn't do it. I would wait another year. But like I said, the NFL works in mysterious ways. Daniel Jones getting extension is beyond me. The Giants are lamenting that nowadays. What were we thinking? The fans were trying to justify, defend Daniel Jones, as they should as fans, but obviously if you take a step away, you could see the type of player he is. But overall, good for the Chiefs. We'll see how the Dolphins do. We'll see what they do in the offseason. We'll see what Mike McDaniel could do to make Tua better. But it kind of feels like this is who he is. This is his ceiling. Good quarterback. He could get some nice numbers throughout the season. He could punk on some teams. He could play in beautiful Miami. Good weather. But if he plays a really tough defense that knows how to take his number one wide receiver, or he plays in cold weather, it could be bad for him.